What is going on, everyone? I hope everyone enjoyed their New Year's Day. For those of you that are new to my channel, my name is Black Apino the Apple Guy, and my channel specializes in tech tutorials, video vlogs, and unboxings. And today, I'm going to be talking about my Panasonic G7 and if it's still the best budget buy for those looking to start their first YouTube channel. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Let's find out. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my review on the Panasonic G7, Lumix G7. Now, for those of you who may or may not know, this is not actually my first camera. My first camera was actually the Sony DSC HX80, which was my first point and shoot camera when I actually was looking to up my game in my YouTube channel. So I normally started with, or actually should I say, I actually started out with a GoPro and kind of progressed from a GoPro to the Sony point and shoot. And so I wanted to do something a little bit more, I wanted a little bit more versatility in my camera. And although the Sony is a good point and shoot camera, it had most of the features that I was looking for. But the one thing that it didn't really have was it didn't really have a swinging out articulating screen, nor could it shoot anything in 4K, which obviously with my GoPros, you can shoot in 4K. So my goal was to actually find a camera that I could find that was capable of doing 4K and had an articulating screen, basically a pull-out swivel screen, and was lightweight. And it had to be around $500. And I scoured for a couple of months and really couldn't find anything in the $500 range until I came across the Panasonic G7. Now, this pretty much fits the bill for anybody who is looking to start off their first YouTube channel. And obviously you don't want to use your camera phone, you want something a little bit more, but you don't want to spend, you know, like $8 or $9 or $1,000 for a camera. So I'm going to list off the 10 best features that I love about this camera and why I think you should consider it. And I will also have a link in the description, either up here or up there, one of the two, for the unboxing and kind of a short, brief review on that. And then I'll also have a link in the description below that I actually put together a list on my kit camera website, profile, should I say. I put a list of cameras in the $500 range, sub $500 range, that if you might want to consider if you don't like the Panasonic. There's a few other choices that I put out there. So number one of the reasons why I chose this was it's a mirrorless and it's lightweight. Now, as far as mirrorless, I'm not really too sure what mirrorless is between that and a full frame, other than the fact that I know that it's lightweight. I was actually considering looking at the Nikon T6 and the T7i, as well as the Nikon 3500, and they were kind of heavy compared to this. This comes with a standard 14 to 22 millimeter kit lens, whereas the other two came with an 18 to 55 millimeter kit lens. So I was looking for something that was lightweight, easy to carry, but not too bulky. And since neither one of those two fit the bill, this was actually one of the reasons why I chose it. Number two is the 4K capabilities. Both before mentioned cameras that I was mentioning, the Nikon and the Canon, at $400, $500, they can only do 1080. This can do 4K at 30, I believe 24, and 1080, and 720 if you need to go down into lower resolution, which normally 9 times out of 10 you're never going to go in that lower resolution, but it is capable of doing the 4K, which again checked off number two on my boxes. Number three, it was $500 and capable of doing 4K and was lightweight, which was number three on my list of what it needed to have. And one of the other reasons why I chose it was it had an articulating screen. On top of that, it was a touchscreen, which none of the cameras that I saw, except for, I think I just found out there was another one called the Fuji X-T30, I think is what it's called. I believe it has a articulating screen as well, but I don't believe it swivels out like this. So basically when you're doing your vloggings and you want to do some quick adjustments on the fly, unlike with the Canon and the Nikon, you have to consistently look back and forth between the two, and as you're switching it back and forth, you're throwing off your white balance and your ISO. It takes a time to adjust. With this, with an articulating screen, you simply just touch the screen where you need to focus or where you need to make the adjustments, and then that's it. So that's another reason why I chose this. Number four is also the lenses. Now, lenses can be pretty expensive even for a $500 camera, but I did manage to snag two lenses, a 25 millimeter and a 45 to 150 for about 150 bucks, which is not bad considering that most lenses in that price category are usually going to cost you about $200 more, so they're usually around the $300 range. So I was really surprised that I was able to get two lenses for this for the total price. If you add this plus the two lenses, $800. I can't really find anything in that price range that starts at that price that would allow me to have two extra lenses plus the camera in that price range. So in terms of budget wise, this was definitely worth it. And it's full touch. And again, what I mean by that is that the screen articulates, so you can full touch anywhere you want without having to use the physical menu buttons if you wanted to do so with the screen. And it does do 4K photos as well as 4K burst photos, time lapses, and it also does timers, or I guess it's called self timers or time photos. I guess basically you just want to take a selfie. Basically you put it on a tripod, you hit like a few seconds, I think it gives you like a 10-second countdown, and then takes your pictures. And it has intuitive controls. I've looked at the Canon and the Nikon. They're nice. They're a little heavy, but their controls are a little bit confusing to me as opposed to the controls on this. And you can program the functionality of each button to whatever specifications you want with this camera. And that's not bad considering that you get all of this in a camera that's at $500, which surprisingly, if you look on B&H and even on Amazon, I believe they have it on sale for $447. Last time I checked, and I think that was a couple weeks ago, it might be back up to its $500 range, but if not, even at $440, that's one hell of a deal for something in this price category. Because the only thing that I can think of that even comes close to this in this price range is most of the point and shoots from Canon and some from Sony, and none of them really have the 4K capabilities that this has, as well as a hot shoot so you can add an external mic, and on top of that have a mic jack that you can simply just plug into a 3.5 millimeter jack into, and then there you go. And then we come down to the app capabilities. This camera can be controlled via a simple app that you can download onto your phone or onto your iPad, and you can control every aspect of the camera from your iPad or phone without having to physically touch the camera. And that is a huge plus, especially if you're doing any type of vloggings, or if you're doing self-portraits, or if you're doing vloggings where you have it on a tripod and you don't want to be touching the camera, but you want to still have the capabilities of changing the settings on the fly without having to touch the camera. Then you can just simply go into your phone, do the on the fly while it's still on its tripod, and there you go. And for those of you who are subscribed to my channel, know that every video that I've done up until now, which I'm actually filming this on my iPhone 10, I have been shooting with the Panasonic G7. Now, some of the cons of this is the autofocus. Now, it's not the best when it comes to autofocus. It does take it a couple of seconds for it to focus in on the subject. But again, with an articulating screen, you just simply just tap on the screen and it will focus on that, which again is very useful in a camera in around the $500 range. And then when it comes to low light, it's not the best in low light. I'm not gonna say it's terrible, because there's a lot of other cameras out there in that same price range that aren't as good in low light. But again, you take some of the cons and outweigh it with the pros, and it's definitely worth the money. And for what you get, it's a full-featured budget camera. So if you're looking to start your first YouTube channel and you're looking for a good buy on a camera, but you don't want to spend, $600-700 on a camera, I would definitely consider taking a look at the Panasonic G7. And for those of you who follow me on YouTube, know that when I'm using my videos, they are strictly coming from my Panasonic. And I'm actually looking to upgrade this one, and I'm actually planning on getting the G85 because this one doesn't have stabilization, only in the lenses but not in the body, but it does have a stabilizing feature in the menu. But I want something with dual stabilizer, so when I'm walking around it doesn't shake too much. Although if you are good at using Adobe Premiere Pro, you can actually smooth out the stabilization. I believe it's in the one of the correction effects categories, where you can actually use warp stabilization and it can actually smooth that out. So again, this is not a bad camera for those looking to start their first YouTube channel in 2020. Is it definitely worth it? Do the pros outweigh the cons? Definitely. Is it worth it for the price? Definitely. And again, I'll also have some link, and I'll have a link in the description below on some other choices that I have beyond this one if you want to take a look and see what other cameras are out there in the $500 category. So again, I want to thank everybody for watching. If this video was helpful, please hit that thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell notification. That way you don't miss content when I drop it. And I do drop content every other Thursday. With this being New Year's, the day after New Year's, this video will probably be dropping Friday. You'll probably see this Friday or Thursday, depending on when I get a chance to drop it, which will probably be Thursday, but who knows. But again, I want to thank everybody for watching. I want to thank all my subscribers. And I just want to let everybody know that I am still doing a giveaway once I reach 500 subscribers, whether it's by the spring, the summer, or whenever. Whenever I reach 500 subscribers, I will be doing a giveaway. It'll either be a camera, it could be a GoPro, it could be a laptop, or it could be some type of an accessory. Would you prefer a camera, a GoPro, or I can even do an inexpensive laptop? It won't be something super expensive, but something kind of to get you kickstarting off. So let me know in the comments below, and I want to thank everybody for watching my channel, and have a great 2020.